Strict measures are in place to control the import of cattle from Central America into Mexico. They undergo health revisions, vaccinations, and are tagged accordingly. The problem is, this is how most cattle get into Mexico. Here, there are no checkpoints, no sanitary filters, no customs. The Mexican government estimates that while some 7,000 head of cattle a year are imported legally from Central America, a staggering 800,000 come in illegally, smuggled across a porous border. This illegal movement of cattle is no secret to anyone in this area. We are in the Usumacinta River, which separates Guatemala from Mexico, and it's here that illegal cattle are transported by raft from one country to the other. Once in Mexico, they're loaded onto trucks and taken throughout the country. Ear tags sold in the black market and which represent hundreds of millions of dollars in profits for criminal groups and corrupt officials means the smuggled cattle enter seamlessly into the system, ending up in the Mexican and, at times, the U.S. food chain.
There are three ways in which organized crime benefits from cattle trafficking. So the first way they benefit from it is by extorting the smugglers that have to go through the territory. The second one is money laundering. And because the cattle industry still depends very much on cash transactions, it is very easy for drug traffickers to use it as a way to launder their own cash. And the third one is using cattle trafficking as a cover for other illegal activities.
For years, cattle rancher Juan de Dios has been sounding the alarm on how this practice could eventually lead to the spread of disease. He says his calls for the government to take action have fallen on deaf ears.
What do we get from legalizing the entry of all cattle into Mexico? Control of how many animals are entering the country. Mandatory quarantine to see if the animal isn't carrying some disease. Basically, we've been asking for the Mexican government to do exactly what the U.S. government does to Mexican cattle.
A challenge even the Mexican president admits is problematic.
Sometimes it's difficult to control the cattle coming into our country from Central America. What we've done is increase revision points along all the roads so that all cattle is checked.
A measure Mexican cattle ranchers say is far from enough to tackle the magnitude of their losses. Julia Galiano, Al Jazeera, on the Guatemala-Mexico border.
Don't miss out, get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.